Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Welcome to this week, the show we do every Sunday, in which I kind of give out the information and discuss what's going to be going on the channel for the week, including the series that we normally do for the month. And if there's anything that needs correcting, we usually do that as well. So I will start with that because I like to go forward, not bounce around. So we did have a few episodes that came out late, primarily because my work schedule is very busy at this time of year and I'm getting in late and I still got to eat and stuff before I do stuff. Anyways, so it was a couple late ones, but other than that, everything else went pretty well. So we're going to move on to the channel shows, which is what we primarily do. We just talk about what's happening on each of the shows for the week. So with this show coming out at noon, I'm sure it will be coming out at noon as well. Clean off my glasses, kind of fuzzy there. So this week, it usually comes out around noon, so I suspect it will be on time today. The second episode is called Commonalities Compared. This is an episode in which, Ben gives me a couple of music commonalities. Could be two guitarists or two drummers or two albums or maybe two bands. In this case, it is going to be two bands. So he's given me Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers. So we'll be doing this commonality this week. Sorry for the backwards. I still have yet to figure that out, but I will get to it eventually. So, so Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers will be the two that we do for commonalities compared this week. The next show up, of course, and that will be on Sunday at 8 o'clock. So up next is Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. I've chosen this one, Aladdin Sane from David Bowie. That's been on my playlist. I think it just passed 5 months. So last week, I think it was around 5 months it's been on there. So qualifies. Usually I wait till they're about 5 months if I'm doing them off of my playlist before I decide whether I should do it or not. So this one will be my second David Bowie one to do. It's been in there. It's doing reasonably well. It's not knocking the ball out of the park, but doing okay. And that will come out on its normal time, Monday at 8 o'clock. The next show up is the mini series, which comes out on Tuesday, Bands by the Numbers. So we are doing the 3-man bands this week. I won't give it away, although I would be very surprised if people have not guessed it yet, if you know me at all. So we will be doing the 3-man bands this week for the miniseries Bands by the Numbers. That will come out Tuesday at 8. Wednesday at 8, we are doing favorites. I've decided to do a top 25. We're getting down to the end of the year, and I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I apologize for that. I didn't see any way of avoiding it, though. So we're getting down to the end of the year. So the last few episodes, I try to do the yearly totals. So for this one, we're going to top 25. I guess they're my favorite influential bands for this year, for 2024. So what does that mean? That means what bands basically have been the bands I've been listening to the most, have been dominant on my playlist, have been bands that I've been following a lot, all these kind of things, or might be bands that I'm right into now. So I'm going to give my 25 ones that I think did the best this year, I guess is the best way to put it. So that will be favorites Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So Big Surprises is next. And Big Surprises is a show that I put on once every 2 weeks, alternating with Not What We Hoped For. So the Big Surprises this week is I usually pick an album that I had not a great deal of expectations for because I either had no prior experience with it, or I had no idea what I was getting into. And in this case, there was a little bit of both. I do like the art cover immediately. I like that. So we're doing Nectar's Tab in the Ocean will be the album we're going to be doing for Big Surprises, which will come out Thursday at 8. So the other 3 regular shows, Friday, we're continuing with our live stream into the Progverse. I'm going to continue to do that Fridays at 8 o'clock. That seems to be the best time for me. I don't have to do a lot of writing or prepping. I can do that throughout the week. And I'm going to do my 10 favorite prog guitarists this week. And I may go along a theme after that for a bit. I may do the basses and keyboardists and drummers. I may do them all in sequence for the next month just to kind of keep the ball rolling a bit. So into the Progverse, 10 favorite prog guitarists. We will be doing that, a live stream for Friday at 8 o'clock. Saturday, probably either at 12 or 4. I think it'll be 12 will be my playlist. Just going to go over my playlist for those of you who follow that. You know that I talk about what I put into the playlist, what I took out of the playlist. I usually give a top 5. I talk about what I'm listening to, my listening to habits, and I give my top 5 normally at the end. Okay, so the next show that we know, and that will come out probably around noon. So the next show up is What's New. That usually comes out Saturday at 8. And we're going to do Bill Wyman's Drive My Car. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this album because I really haven't followed his career at all and never really had any desire to. I like the Stones, but never really followed any of the individual stuff from any of the members. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this one anyways. So we're going to do Bill Wyman's Drive My Car Saturday at 8. So that's it for the regular shows for the week. Now for the series, we are doing my 31 favorite albums from that were released in December's. So it could be December of any year dating back to 63 all the way up to 2024. And I've picked out my 31 favorite albums over that time. And I'll probably talk a little bit about the albums. If you've been following the series, you know that's what I've been doing. I've got some decent ones this week as well. A couple of repeaters. Not repeaters, but a couple of double ups. So we got one group here that's having 2 albums this week. This group's already had an album, so they're doing very well with their December releases. So that will be what we're doing for the series for this month. Next month, of course, we're going to be starting the new series, which will be, I guess it'll be 26 favorite lettered bands. So we'll do A first, and I'll give you 2 bands and one honorable mention, and then the next one I'll give you my 2 favorite for B and an honorable mention as well. So I guess you could probably just call it your 3 favorites. You could do that, but I think it'll just be the 2 favorites. I may do more than one honorable mention as well, so that's why I kind of loosely put it together. Ben may join me on this. I don't know yet. He hasn't said whether he wants to or not. He may give me his 2 and 1. I'll talk to him about it over the course of the rest of this month to make sure that we're on the same page with it. And so that is the series we're coming to do for January. And no more mini series is on the horizon for me at the moment because it's quite a full schedule. I'm not sure what Ben wants to do for the next mini series for Tuesday nights because I've kind of given that carte blanche to him to do and work with me on it, of course. But anyways, I hope to see you throughout the week for this for these shows, for the regular shows, for the series, and for any one-offs I may do as well. Anyways, if you like this, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Notification bells above my head if you want to be notified of what's coming up. And last but not least, don't forget to put your comments in the comment section. The people that follow this channel do write quite a bit of comments, and I do appreciate that because that shows an interest, and it also gives me some indication of what people might like to see more of. So sometimes I may see something on a comment section that says, you know what, I could do a video on that, so I'll try it. I like to be kind of inventive with my videos because otherwise it gets boring. Otherwise it will be boring. So anyways, I hope if you've enjoyed this episode, please hit the like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. with another episode of This Week. Take care and goodbye.